So today's video is a little bit of a different one. I wasn't actually going to film this video, but then I thought I want to film it, and people were like telling me you need to film that video. So basically it's not just me trying to make someone feel bad or like shitting on someone. I don't know, like I'm not trying to make them feel bad or like stuff like that. It's more for like awareness. I want my younger viewers to be more aware of like who they're meeting online, that kind of thing. And yeah, it's more of just awareness about who we're meeting online, mental health kind of, I guess. Okay, so basically if you guys didn't know, you probably won't know because I never officially put it on the internet because I literally knew that something like this would happen. I literally have the worst luck in the world, and yeah. So basically I was dating this guy for probably about a month in total. I don't know, I really don't know, like we only made it official like a couple of weeks ago, but in total I was seeing him for quite a long time. So yeah, I met this guy through Tinder basically. I didn't tell anyone because basically I'm quite protective about A, my family, and B, if I ever like got a partner and that kind of thing, I would not show them for at least a couple of months to make sure I know that it's like, what is the word, like permanent. Like I just can't be bothered with people coming and going. So yeah, so I met this guy. It was kind of through Tinder, kind of through like Instagram. Basically we did match on Tinder, but then he actually messaged me on Instagram, which I like more than like matching with someone on Tinder, do you know what I mean? So I met this guy basically through Tinder and Instagram. He was, and I think is, a nice person still, even though the whole story is very, very, very bizarre. We first met, basically we went for like a Starbucks date because I'm not this kind of person that's into like really bougie dates. I just kind of get a bit awkward meeting people for the first time, so I was like, can we just go to like Starbucks? I'm not really someone that's like hard to please and that kind of thing. So we met at Starbucks in my hometown. There's a Starbucks in our town centre. Is there like a light on me? That's really bloody annoying, but I don't know what to do about it. That's just made it 10 times worse. We're just gonna have to deal with the annoying lights. Basically we met at Starbucks in my town centre, and immediately like I was attracted to him. He was very much my type, he was dressed really well, that kind of thing, and we got on really nicely. The conversation was really good, that kind of thing. So that was all fine. And basically this guy told me that he was in the army, he drove and stuff, he had like an Audi. He sent me a picture to me of an Audi, and he also sent me a picture of him in an army uniform. And he told me that he has his own like 2-bedroom house, that kind of thing. So I was like, oh cool. Even though, I'm just gonna put it out there now, I don't care if someone doesn't drive. I don't care really if someone's got a job. If they've got a valid reason for not working, I honestly don't care. And if you live with your parents or you don't have a house, I don't care. I live with my parents. I do not care if someone lives with their parents. It's so expensive down here to get a house. So that's not something that I would personally judge. But yeah, this guy told me all that about himself, and I was like, oh cool, yeah, like nice life story. I told him about my life and stuff. I told him about YouTube. He thought that was really cool, like he was into watching my videos and that kind of thing. Oh, there's a squirrel. So we met for the first time, that was all good. He told me that he drove there, but he told me that his car was being like valeted, like cleaned. So I was like, oh fine. But even when I met him the first time, I was a bit like, this is weird, because basically he had like a massive gym bag with him, and I was kind of like, why are you holding a massive gym bag? Like, would you not just put it in your car? Like, even if it was being valeted, personally I wouldn't care, I'd just leave it in my car. So with that I was kind of like, that's a bit weird, but I kind of just looked over it. And after we left Starbucks, he like walked me to my car, which was fine, but then he like got in my car, which I was like, okay, where am I going to take you? And he was like, oh, can we go to like the train station, because my friend's going to meet me there. Basically we've got training later, so I'm just going to meet him there. And in my head I was like, yeah, your car's being valeted, like no problem, you're just meeting your friend. But yeah, that's fine. So I dropped him at the train station, and that was all fine. And then where do we meet the second time? I think the second time we met was with Georgia as well. So Georgia, my best friend, she met him as well. We went, was this the second time? I feel like it was the second time. Or was it the third time? No, the second time we actually went for a walk, because basically because of Corona and stuff, I'm still a bit weird about like seeing people. So we went for a walk like nearest to my work. It's just like a woodland kind of walk thing. And that was really nice actually. We just kind of like walked and talked and that kind of thing. I don't really remember like that much about that night. Oh, I think I went to McDonald's as well. Yeah, we got a McDonald's. Like, I liked how he wasn't really like into like bougie things like either. So like with the McDonald's, like he was fine. Like we just got a McDonald's and that was that. And still the conversation was really good. Like, I really like this guy. He ticked a lot of boxes basically in my eyes, so obviously, like, I don't know, things were going well. This light's probably going to get on my last nerve whilst I'm editing. So yeah, that was the second time that I met him. And the third time, I'm actually like just going through like all the times that we met, but like I just want to say it to people because nothing still adds up in my head. So the real beef is coming at the end, but I just need to tell you all the times that I met him. Okay, the third time this was with Georgia. Me and Georgia were at a pub near her house. Actually, basically, this day was a day that we were meant to go on a double date. So it was meant to be me, this guy, Georgia, and this other guy, the other guy that I was seeing knows. So we were all going to go on like a double date. Then like 2 hours before, the guy that I was seeing, should we give him a like code name? Let's call him Liar. Okay. Okay, so Liar was like, yeah, I'll bring my friends along, we can go on like a double date. So that was all good, but then they cancelled for some reason. I don't know why it's cancelled. I don't even know if it was planned in the first place, but yeah, whatever, that was cancelled. So me and Georgia decided to go to like the pub down her road anyway, just for like a few drinks and that kind of thing. And then Georgia was like, why don't you just invite Liar? So I was like, yeah, like that'll be good, like I'll just invite him, but obviously I don't need to be left out. And she was like, she's really chill about that kind of thing, so she was like, no, it's fine, like honestly I don't mind. So he came as well, and everything was fine. Like I feel like all three of us got along really well. The conversation was so good. Georgia is quite protective of me as I am of her. So she was just like questioning like, what are your intentions basically. And the guy was also telling Georgia about the army, like his job in the army. And the weird thing to me is that he was so like he knew what he was talking about. Like normally if someone's lying, you kind of know that they're lying because their story like won't add up, won't make sense, blah blah blah. But this guy knew what he was saying about the army. Like I can tell when someone's lying to me, and personally I just thought, yeah, like he's in the army, like it's all legit, he's got all this money, like he goes away sometimes, blah blah blah. And that was just how it was like left. Like went back to Georgia's house in the end, and then he basically, what was weird that he didn't drive to the pub. So basically he doesn't live like where me and like Georgia kind of live. He lives like 30-40 minutes away, so he didn't drive to the pub. He got a lift there apparently, which is a little bit weird, and then he got a taxi to get him from Georgia's or something, I don't know. So that was all fine. Georgia liked him, even Georgia's mum kind of liked him, and yeah. And then the next time, this was actually my birthday weekend in Brighton, so he knew that I was going to Brighton, and he was like, oh, like I know the owner of Shoosh. If you guys don't know what Shoosh is, I can't even talk. Shoosh is actually a club which is on the seafront in Brighton. I went there for my 18th and I absolutely loved it. So I really wanted to go for my birthday this year, 23rd, shit. And he was like, yeah, like I'll sort you out of like a booth, that kind of thing. Well, not a booth, basically it was all outside because obviously of Corona, but they had like tables outside and that kind of thing. So he was like, yeah, I'll sort you out, no worries, like drinks, table, fine. So I was like, yeah, great, that'll be good, not realizing that meant he had to be there as well. So in my mind I was like, I didn't invite you to my birthday weekend, I thought you were going to sort something out for me as like a kind gesture. I didn't realize that you and your friends had to be there too, because obviously I'm there with my friends, like I don't know if they want you there kind of thing. Oh, message. So yeah, I got kind of funny about that, like I couldn't comprehend it. I was kind of like, I don't like want you there, I'm here with my friends. Like most of my friends that came on that night were actually taken, so I don't know, I just feel like they wouldn't have wanted him there. But in the end we all came to a conclusion, me and my friends, we were like, it's fine, we'll probably be really drunk anyway, it doesn't really matter. At the end of the day, it's just like more people, more conversation. So yeah, my birthday went to Brighton, went to Shoosh for a bit. The only problem is it was really, really cold because it was proper on the seafront. It was really, really windy, really cold. We were all wearing like dresses and stuff, so like we stayed for probably about an hour and a half, and then I was like, oh, like we're gonna go now, my friends like want to go and get food and that kind of thing. And he got really, really funny at me. That is the first time where I kind of saw a red flag in my head, and I was like, this isn't okay, like I've said that I want to go. And basically he was trying to invite himself and his friends back to the Airbnb apartment that we were staying at, and I wasn't okay with that. I said to him, I said, no, like, you know this is a girls' weekend, I'm here with my friends, you're not coming back to the apartment, and that's that. and this conversation went back and forth for a bit before I kind of like lost my shit. If you guys don't know, when I used to drink, I used to be fucking psycho. Like, I just used to not be able to handle my drink mentally at all. But now I've got it to a really good place where I can handle my drink and I'm a good drunk again, which I'm so bloody proud of, because it took me so long to get back to enjoying like drinking, do you know what I mean? And it started getting to a point where I was getting annoyed and angry, and I even said to him, I was like, you're putting me on edge here, because I don't know why you're getting angry at me when I've told you that you're not coming back to my Airbnb because this is mine and my friends. Anyway, in the end, Georgia spoke to him, Georgia being Georgia, and we ended up leaving, even though he was still a bit shitty. We left. And I was so full of emotion, like I didn't know what to do, because I just wanted to like, why is my phone beeping again? I just wanted to like tell people what had happened, but everyone was like so drunk and like enjoying themselves. I don't think they realised that I was kind of a bit like upset. So it did cause a slight argument between me and old Gio, because I don't know, it was just hard to like communicate how I was feeling at that point, in that moment in time. So yeah, that whole Brighton scenario was weird. Like, I don't know why you would invite yourself to my birthday weekend, like just I don't know, it was all weird, but I was like, yeah, fine, whatever. And then what other times did I see him after that? Yeah, so the next time I was going to meet him was like a week after my birthday. Basically, I work during the week, so I'm not really fussed about seeing people during the week, but I was gonna come to like go to his house, like have like a takeaway, that kind of thing. But like an hour before I was gonna go to his house, he tells me that there's a gas leak at his house, and that they've all been evacuated, blah blah blah. And in my head I was like, really? Like, can they even evacuate people from their own homes? Like, is that a thing? I'm pretty sure like people can't tell you to get out, because where are you gonna go? Do you know what I mean? So that was a little bit weird to me. Even my friends were like, that is so weird. So in my head I was kind of like, what? Like, some things just aren't adding up. Like, that doesn't add up in my head. And I even said that to him. I was like, that's so weird. And he was like, yeah. And he was like, I know someone that like has connections to like the Malmaison hotel that's in Reading, which is actually a really nice hotel. So he was like, do you want to go there instead? So I was just like, yeah, whatever, like I don't mind at this point. Like, yeah, bougie hotel, fine by me. So we went there. I didn't actually stay over because, and I'm so happy that I didn't stay over. I didn't stay over because I just wasn't quite like comfortable with it yet. Like, I don't know, there was still some unanswered questions in my head and that kind of thing. So I didn't want to stay over. So I just stayed there for a bit, and he stayed over. But still, the weird thing was that he told me that he drove there and parked in the same car park as me. And I know I should have been like, okay, show me your car then. But I honestly, like, I don't know why I didn't ask to see his car, but I was kind of just like, whatever. Like, he obviously got the train there anyway. And at this point, I think like a day after or something, I got a message from his ex-girlfriend. And you know when you get like a message from like an ex and you kind of just don't think anything of it, because exes most of the time are like salty anyway, maybe, I don't know. But in my head I was like, I'm not gonna read a message that his ex has sent me. Even though I just wish I listened in the first place, I was kind of just like, no, like, I like this guy, he's done nothing wrong to me, and that kind of thing. But she basically said that, I don't want to read out the message because that's kind of weird, but I think she basically just said to be careful, that he's a pathological liar. And I think I put on my story that there'd been some like weird activity on my bank account. I don't think there was actually anything wrong. I think someone might have tried to take out like £5 or something, like spend £5 online somewhere, but it didn't work. So they, you know, when they send you a text, and then my bank got blocked for a bit. And she said to me, she was like, can you just be careful, because my parents are missing like £2,000 from their bank account, and we think it's, you know, the guy that you're seeing. But I just didn't really think anything of it, and I told Liar about this, and he was like, no, like, she's psycho. It's like what every single guy says, like, oh, she's psycho, don't listen to her. So at the start I was kind of like, I'm not gonna listen, like, he seems alright to me, he seems normal to me, so I just didn't listen. And then what happened after this? So we still like FaceTimed a lot, talked a lot, that kind of thing. And then this was like a week ago now. I feel like I'm missing some of the story. I don't know. I'm bad at explaining. Anyway, hold on. Let me have some more of my drink. A week ago now, it's about a week ago, I actually got a message from Liar's sister in my requests, which I was like, this is so weird. Like, why is your sister messaging me? And she basically just said to me, hi, I think you're the girl that so-and-so is dating. She was actually really lovely. She said to me, she was like, you're so beautiful and he's lucky to have you, but I just want you to know that he's not everything that he says he is. He's got a lot of problems and he's basically a pathological liar, so please be careful. She was like, I'd love to talk to you about like what you know about him, that kind of thing. And at this point I was dead ass like, okay, this is his sister saying this to me. I'm listening to his sister now. Like, I don't know, I think sister is just like next level. If I've heard something from an ex, that's a bit but sister, like, I had to believe it. So I just spoke to her for a bit and she told me that he'd actually done this to a few of his exes as well. So I said to her, I was like, oh, so basically he's told me that he's in the army, he owns an Audi, got a driving license, he lives in his own house, that kind of thing. And she was like, no. She was like, that's all lies. She said to me, he doesn't have a license, he lives in like a hostel type thing. And what was the other one? He lives in a hostel, he doesn't have an Audi, and he doesn't have a job. And in my head I was like, how does this guy not have a job? Like, he's paid for things. Like, nothing adds up in my head. But as soon as she said that, I messaged him and I said, don't speak to me ever again. And he came back really quickly being like, oh, what's happened? Like, what's my ex said? Blah, blah, blah. Like, he knew that he was about to be caught out. He full on knew that I had sussed something. So he didn't lie about anything. He came clean, which was, I guess, good. First thing that he ever came clean and was like not lying about. So yeah, he basically just came clean to it all, said that he's got problems and that he wants to get help, blah blah blah. But in my head I was like, you need to go and get help. Like, I am not being with someone that's lied about their entire life. I don't really care, but it's more of the thing that you lied to me about it. If you were just clean and honest in the first place, I would still probably be with him. Maybe if he, you know, was honest about things, but I can't be with someone that lies. I told him in the first place, I was like, I don't fuck with liars, and I stand by that to this day. I don't fuck with liars. If you lie to me, you're out of my life, literally. But yeah, he basically lied to me about his whole entire life. And what makes me even more nervous is that, like, I was with him one-on-one. Like, anything could have happened to me, I guess. I know that he wasn't weird, like, I want to put it out there now, like, he was a normal person in real life and that kind of thing, but he obviously just has issues, like, lying. Like, he's obviously unhappy with himself, which means he has to lie about things, and like, I don't know, things just don't add up in my head. And I know some people will probably be thinking like, you're being over the top maybe, I don't know, but personally, lying is just the thing that I hate. I will not have it. So yeah, that is another guy that bites the dust. I'm not upset about it now. I was really upset to begin with, more angry that I had been lied to so much when I had told him in the past that I don't like lying. And he was trying to say to me, he was like, he tried, because I had suspicions that he didn't have a car, but he said to me, he was like, oh, I do have a car, I just don't like driving because of an accident, like a really bad accident, like I don't tell anyone about it. And it's like, even that within itself is like a fuck to lie about. So yeah, he's gone now. I just wanted to say as well, like, if anyone, I don't think anyone does know who he is because I just didn't ever broadcast his like usernames and that kind of thing, but he did tell me that a few people had been messaging him. I don't know if that's lies or not, because it's probably just another lie, but people don't need to message him. If you find out who he is, just don't message him, there's no point. I think personally he just thrives off the attention and that kind of thing, so just don't message him if you find out who he is. Like, just don't. But either way, I think it's just lying to me, lying to my best friend. Like, I don't know, there's just a lot of things which, yeah, didn't add up. But anyway, that's my story time. You guys wanted to hear it. I was a bit reluctant to doing it in the first place, but then I was like, nah, I want to share it with you guys, just so you guys are really aware about like who I'm meeting online. Honestly, I don't think there's a problem with meeting people on Tinder. I've met people on Tinder before who are completely normal. You just have to be like, I want to see proof. Like, I should have been like, I want to see your car, I want to see this, I want to see that. But yeah, ask for proof. Just make sure people are legit. Always meet people in public areas to begin with. That's what I did. I would never meet someone like somewhere that's not public, so you can get away. Do you know what I mean? Like, I like driving my car to dates so I can get away if I need to. But yeah, guys, please just be careful online, careful who you're meeting. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Hope you enjoyed my story.